I'd imagine you had like multiple kind of bursts of growth in your career, but like, yeah, I'm just curious, like, were there any kind of big moments in your career that were like, holy fuck, like now?
Those are pretty big moments when a celebrity shares your work and you get recognition for it. But the moment that resonated with me is the Russo brothers. When the Russo brothers acknowledged my work and acknowledged me and followed me and wanted to meet up with me, that's when I figured that, like, hey, maybe I am good enough for this industry. And then I got to meet the Russos, Joe Russo, at his studio. And we talked shop, we talked about my work, we talked about my future. And from then he actually linked me up to do a Disney gig for Endgame. And that's when everything's like, you know, started picking up from each angle, from each studio.
That's so cool. And I'm laughing a second ago because you're basically saying like it wasn't until the Russo brothers said that your work's amazing that you felt like, oh, okay, cool, maybe I can make it. You know, it's like way to set the bar really high.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like some will tell you no, but I think all artists doubt themselves.
For sure.
Because that's why we try to top ourselves. We try to be better on the next project because our last project wasn't good enough. So it's always doubting ourselves. And to get to a point where people you look up to, like the Russos, saying your work is amazing, you're phenomenal, and you can make it in this industry, like, you know, blindfolded, kind of picks you up. It kind of puts a checkpoint of where you are. Like, this is your checkpoint, and you keep building off this point. You're never going to be below it anymore. That's what I kind of took away from that.
The premiere, like, what was that experience like?
That was, okay, you got to remember that was my first outing after that post. Like, literally, that was my first social place that I was with people. Like, seeing people and people that know me. So it was kind of overwhelming that I was in the theater with everyone that was in the Endgame movie. Like, absolutely everyone that was in that movie was in the same theater as I was. Like, I was like literally 20 seats away from Robert Downey Jr. and all those people. So that was a great experience, like seeing the movie and getting claps and, you know, laughter and cheering with everyone that worked on the movie. So that's something for the books for me. But after the movie finished, I went to the after party and I got to talk to many of the stars and mingled with a whole bunch of people. And it's crazy surreal being in a room with, like, everywhere you turn is someone you've seen on TV. It's like, what, do you go shake their hands? Do you go say hi? Is it weird? So we were just random, me and my crew, just like standing in like some corner, just like drinking, like, I don't know what the hell we were drinking at the time, but we're just like, we looked all good as fuck. Basically. But it was a great night. It's something that I still remember now.
That's so awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, especially that movie, it has such an iconic place in movie history.
Yeah.
Like, even the first Avengers, I'll say, like, just watching that, I was in awe. I was like, holy shit, they pulled it off. Like, you've got a bunch of A-list, because you'd never had really A-list celebrities all in the same movie on par with each other before. It was always who's the lead, you know?
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about Endgame. Endgame is like, has like a dozen A-listers and like high production people, like in the producers' chairs, in the director chairs, and in even the sound development chairs. It's like you had like a whole bunch of people. And then you had other famous sports stars and stuff that were at the premiere. It's like, you don't know who to say hi to. It's like every person you got to say hi to, you want to like a photo opt. And I don't want to do that. I'm not that type of person.